So I've learned through my life to never say never. Not that I never said I'd never get one of these or a Tahoe, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but life works in weird ways. I know we just bought that Terrain, but we actually are going to sell it. In the process of selling it, we bought this. It's a 2002 Chevy Tahoe. And today I'm going to show you some things you can do right off the bat when you get your new NBS. Might kind of like carry over to some other vehicles. I'm an NBS guy. I got this 2002 Silverado. Now we have the 2002 Tahoe. We have a 2007 GMC Sierra, 2006 Chevy Silverado, and another 2001 Tahoe outside. But anyway, show you some things you can do right off the bat. Just service it for the first time. First thing you want to do when you get a new vehicle, especially if it's used, change the oil. So for a 2002, this thing is pretty damn clean. So, first thing I did, put LEDs in everything, except for those ones. Ordered those, didn't have enough, but you get the point. Second, it's hard to, you see how these are gray? I already did on these ones. The 99 through 02, these are all gray. 03 through 06, they're black. So I go to a junkyard or something. The switches themselves are different, so you'll need to like pull it apart and just get like the plastic pieces out, just the faceplate. But swap those over, those look better. People we bought it from already reupholstered this. Did a pretty okay job. It's vinyl, not leather, but whatever. It's pretty close. But shoot, for a 2002, this thing is pretty mint. Factory fender flares, digging it. So, coming around front, next thing you can do is crank your torsion bars up a little bit to level it out. I always get a tape measure and I measure the gap between the tire and the fender on both sides, front or side to side on the front. And we'll see, I'll just crank them until they're level and just a little bit above the factory height. You don't want to go too crazy. The ride will suffer a little bit. I'm over it, I don't really care. It's not bad. Because these cars are so old now, these metal braces behind the grill get pelted with bugs and dirt and stuff. So the paint is worn off. So take the grill off, we're gonna paint that. So we're just gonna kind of rub everything down with alcohol real quick. You don't gotta go crazy. This might be a every year or two kind of thing. If you want to go crazy, you can. I don't. I just kind of clean it up. You could pressure wash it, I suppose. That might work pretty good. But yeah, and then put something behind the radiator. Again, some people don't care. They'll paint over that, which may or may not look good, look bad, who cares? Maybe it'll affect the cooling, not really sure. But I really like the VHT roll bar paint. It's satin black, cap's missing, but I don't know if it's necessarily outdoor paint. It seems to work pretty good. All spray paint's gonna fade after a while anyway, but you can see that gap right across the middle where the grill is. So we're gonna paint all that, so it's all hidden behind the grill. Probably paint the transmission cooler because it's already black anyway. Again, it's not a big deal. Probably be a good idea to pressure wash this and get it all clean. Get all the dirt and stuff out. But yeah. This was my sister's, but it got wrecked. Not sure if we'll fix it or use it for parts. At the moment, we use it for parts because we need this guy actually. Oh, okay. That works. And then this guy. There's the Tahoe in there. And possibly this headlight bucket. We'll see. It's kind of broke actually. And of course, the Duramax, which might get that front end. We'll see. I feel bad messing this truck up because it's so perfect the way it is. See, how much better does that look? It's little things like that. And of course, it's already had headlights, so you can do headlights. Like I said, you can almost level these factory with the torsion bars. You can get level keys if you want. I found that factory keys will get you pretty close, unless you raise the rear end. Like my mom's Tahoe, we did the rough country, like 2-inch kit. Comes with like a 1-inch, 1.5-inch or 1-inch spacer for the rear, level keys and longer shocks. That's really it. You see this car was already debadged. I'm really glad it came with the factory fender flares. I like those. This trim obviously needs some work. Might just take these off altogether, but it is nice having the color matched trim pieces. I wonder if we could just replace that, possibly, hopefully. Windows are already tinted, so that's nice. It runs and drives great. Like I said, just changed the oil on it and add some transmission fluid. It's a little bit low. Thing you can do Hydro Boost brakes. I already got a Hydro Boost actually, so maybe we'll do that. I already have electric fans. Went to the junkyard today, got the harness for it, factory harness, and the box because the fuses are under here on the factory E-fan applications like the 05, 06 vehicles. And on these 99 through 02s, almost all of them came with the cabin air filter. So this is your reminder to change it. You see a mouse got in there at one point. So vacuum that out, blow it out with air, do whatever you got to do. Get that bad boy out and change it. I guess some 03 through 06s came with them, not all of them. My Duramax is 07 Classic. It does not have it. You can retrofit it. Haven't done it yet, but one of the things I do like about the 99 through 02 is that is almost everyone came with that factory. So you gotta take this piece off, 3 7mm screws, and then like a 5.5 or a 1/4 inch, I don't remember, screw holds this piece on. So change that. It looks like this has never been changed. So another super easy mod, especially for the 99 through 02s, is the 4 high mod. I do have a video on it. The way these come factory, you have a low beam and a high beam. Your low beams are on and low, and when you switch to high, these turn off and these turn on. So what I do, and tons of people do, it's not like I invented this, but you ground out the ground on the low beam. So when your headlights come on, so they're not on all the time. That's a big misconception. People always ask, are they on all the time? No. These will only be on when your headlight switches turn on or the automatic lights turn on. But when your high beams turn on, the low beams stay on. So hence the 4 high mod. So when high beams are on, you'll have lows and highs, which obviously increases your visibility a lot. A lot of people usually just ground it out here, take the battery out somewhere down there. I like to do it somewhere where you never see it. Makes it look a little cleaner. Another thing you can do, which I did in this black truck, you can see it's got the trans temp and a 120 speedo. It's a Denali gauge cluster. And for the Tahoe, got an Escalade gauge cluster. So the 99 through 02s are plug and play. Trans temp will work. Speedometer now goes to 120 instead of just 100. Cool. The 03 through 06 are not plug and play. They'll plug in. They do not work. They have to be programmed to the truck. So just keep that in mind. And that is one of the reasons why I like the 99 through 02s a little bit better than the 03 through 06s. This is kind of your preference, and if you can get lucky enough to find a set of captain seats for the rear, swap the rear bench seat out for 2 captain seats. You can also do this on a crew cab Silverado. I believe they have to be out of a Suburban or a Escalade or Denali extended. It's like the equivalent of a Suburban because the Suburban's floor is flat. Tahoes have a hump. So these are out of just a normal Escalade. So they have the hump. The brackets aren't flat, as you can see. So something else to think about. So it has been a while since I recorded all those other clips, but it's all filthy now. But a really nice car. I think when we swap out the seats, I might pull the carpet out and pressure wash it, maybe do sound deadening. The gauge cluster I'll put in, excuse me, when it gets a little closer, the mileage was like 5,000 miles off, and I don't want to get it programmed, so I'll just wait. All right, I could not wait, so I went ahead and threw the gauge cluster in. Like I said, it's plug and play. While I had it out, I also took this out because we're never going to use the OnStar. Pick up one of the pockets from Pick and Pull. A little extra cubby, nice little upgrade, but if you see, everything works. Trans temp worked. It's already installed. It's already set up and everything. But like I said, only the 99 through 02. 0306 needs some calibration. I've never done it on one of those, so I don't know exactly what it takes. But I do know on all the 99 through 02s, plug and play. I've done it on several, so. Nice little upgrade. Speedometer is correct. It just has a different motor in it. Cool.